function, watch me freak that. East lay love on God, repeat that. Love my freak bad, whipping that matte black, counting it up like 1, 2, 3 stack. Catch me in a function, watch me freak that. East lay love on God, repeat that. Ain't too choosy, last name Rubies, then she half my tie. We rollin' tootsies, then I tootsie when I tootsie slide. So I'm her groupie, saw her boobies, boys I'm way too shy. They saying I'm sexy, I can't lose me, ain't no suicide. Is you rockin' with this? Yeah, I'm rockin' with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. So you rockin' with this? Of course I'm rockin' with that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Is you rockin' with this? Yeah, I'm rockin' with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. So you rockin' with this? Of course I'm rockin' with that. Yeah, is we rockin' or fuck?
Palla, veli, hei veli, mä vanno, veli kaus kive ja kanno. Et kun rokkaan tätä tämä rokkaa sitä ihan sama mitä teen, tulee loskaa sisään. Halun olla Japanissa iso kuin Hanzo, ennen kuin tulee cancel ja menetä kasva. Kun hattorita on pidä kumanna ahjo, niin kun kävi puulissa perusti lakko.
How you gon' live with all that cash inside your bank? I'ma blow stacks and make it rain. Pico on like Gucci man.
Mysteeri hahmo, mies kuin Batman. Tutti Ritari ja Jaso Statham. Mä oon sitä koko perheen kivaa, sun ex ei oo ainoa joka tuntee kärtsän. Satsa puukin luupattiin, oli paikka kun se kuopattiin. Nuo messi suusi suojattiin, stille lakko tuupaktiin. Eli en oo suolainen veli, no sodium bro. Kovaa kakkii, imodium flow. Uksu ruumiista stadium show. Show baby no money carrier, let's go.
Is you rockin' with this? Yeah, I'm rockin' with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. So you rockin' with this? Of course I'm rockin' with that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Is you rockin' with this? Yeah, I'm rockin' with that. Is you fucking with this? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. So you rockin' with this? Of course I'm rockin' with that. Yeah, is we rockin' or fuck? Still on that 1-800, hit me up for a good time. My shit bonds till it push me out of line. You can't spell my name without the dollar sign. Rainbow money, take whatever, yes I'm colorblind. It's that 1-800, hit my line. Let me 1-800 blow your mind. Wheels in the front, they some big toys. 2025 is the year of the it boy. Got a little money, yeah, got a little Bitcoin. She making me real coy. Never stoop too low, I don't sip dunking. Quite nice top, I ain't talking no muffin. On the first date, say trauma dumping. Blah, 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 like something. 1 pump, 2 pump, 3 pump. Way she working that shit, she left me comatose. 3 + 6 is 9, this baby ain't talking about tic-tac-toe. She a little freak, I guess I'm an animal. E-I-E-I, two-stepping like Cotton Eye Joe. Still on that 1-800, Woke up late, same ceiling again. I put my smile on like a coat in the rain. Scrolling through dreams, I forgot to say if my coffee's cold, but I'm still wide awake. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 通り過ぎる人の目に映ってるのは誰？思考だけが遠くて体が追いつかないまま止まらない日常が僕の輪郭を少しずつ削っていく Am I fine or just functional? Am I calm or just too tired to speak? 誰にも気づかれないまま Floating in this blur signal わかんないけどなんとなく苦しいそんな夜を何度超えてきただろう Caught in loops I can't explain Every win feels somehow drained There people say you're doing great But their voices feel miles away
Boo. Wow, what is that? No, never mind. Don't worry about it. It's fine. What is that? No, it's fine. It's fine. Hello. Okay, there we go. Hello. You know, I should probably try to think of new ways. New ways to start stream. What the heck? We just got in here. I was gonna say something immediately. Oh, well, you know, at least we got a follow. Welcome to the menagerie. Hope you enjoy your time here. I promise I won't lock you. I'm gonna lock you in a cage later. Don't worry. It's fine. What the heck? Hey! Stop it. I need to speak. Anyways, I thought, you know what? I should think of an hey! What the? Come on, let me talk. I'm trying so hard to say any. Okay. Hi, Sinful. Have fun. Okay. That's a lot of spinning butts. What? No. Okay, so I think I need to come up. What the fuck? Hey! No! Hey, please. Okay. Can I say something? Please. We good? We good. Any more? I need to think of something to start stream with instead of hello. But maybe one day. Hello, my little voidlings. How are my little voidies doing today? You doing good, my little voidlings? You all look adorable. All right, let's do our things. You know our things. We have our routines. And I know it's good for autistic people to have routines, so give me a second to go through my routine for you. No. All right, first, hello, Silverving. Thank you for getting first. Hello, Saviati. Thank you for getting third. And nap time. Hello. Thank you for getting third. And hello to Silvervang for checking in. And we're going to say hi to everybody who's checked in. So, hello, Calypso. Hello, Lachlan. Hello, Naptime. Hello, Addie. Hello, Ben and Echo and Cheshire. Hello, Cornelia. Hello, Nia. Hello, Annabelle and Fullnetta Brookie and Sakona and Ocean. Hello, Onyx and Shiny and Dwarf and Misty. Hello, Crow and Julia and Catherine. Hello, Pink and Ruby.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Hello. Well, hey, congratulations on getting the 25 stream streak, Misty. Hello, Silvervang Rose. Hello, Sinful and Vanya. Hi, Vanya. Hi, Addie. Oh, Addie threw stuff at me. Addie bonked me. Oh, hey. Fine, the stupid whiny voice. Okay, and hello, Jinxie and Pan and Woo Pink and Capybria and Boy Wally and hello, Julia. Ara. And okay, we're good. Hi, everybody. So we have a minute of this. Why do I allow this voice? You know, I could get rid of this one. I don't have to do this one. I could just remove it. But no. They love that voice. I don't know why they like the voice. It's so annoying. I didn't see Crucy check-in. Oh, there's Crucy check-in. Hi, Crucy. You're between a bonk and a pummel. That's why I didn't see it. Hi. Okay. We have... You outgrown me? What does that mean? Yeah, you're a partner streamer. I've definitely not outgrown you. What do you mean? I'm not a partner. You. What? No. So, today, we can stop this voice. Amazing. Okay, so today, we get Moonflower. We got gifted a game key. A dev reached out and sent us a game key. I'm so excited. Why are you doing this immediately? Look. You and Santa Claus, both of you being so weird in my town. I am here to try to tell you something, and immediately you're like, Gene, you don't sound German enough today. Why? What is it? What do you want? No. I'm going to fight all of you. I'm going to take all of you. We're going to the basement. That's right. Come here. You see this? You see this basement? There's a reason why I keep you down here. It's okay. It's not closing. There we go. It's working. Mimi, very there. Good. Stay here, okay? You stay there. Oh, thank you for the follow. Now. Oh, subscription. Thank you. I like it. I can't mix the two voices. How the hell am I going to mix? How am I going to mix these two? Okay, wait a second. So we have the nerds who's... I can't, there's no way. They can't go together. They don't go together. Okay, so the voices are going to stay separate until I get done with one, and then we will do the other. Now, a game developer, reached out to us today. Okay, we're on the same page. And they were like, hey, do you want to play our game? And I was like, yes, I want to play your game. So, I have the stream key. It looks cool. It looks very cool. We're going to have fun with it. And yes, we good? Everyone excited for me? You excited? Are you excited? Answer me, chat. I said, are you excited? Are you excited? No? Fine not. Be excited. You should be. It looks fun. It's called GlitchSpank. We're going to spank glitches, okay? Good. Don't have energy. Eat batteries. The electricity will fuel your stomach. Eat the batteries. Don't do that. It will kill you. Maybe. Will batteries kill you if you eat them? I don't know. Hopefully not. Yes. Do not. So this is going to blow your mind, okay? Come here. So I got this. I had this blue juice, and I put red powder in it. And guess what? It's purple. It's a very nice purple too, but it blew my mind as the colors changed. All right, so next up, Bluetooth. What do you mean Bluetooth? Anything can kill you if you eat enough of them. True. So if you eat enough people, you will die. But you know, they said you are what you eat. And so if I eat people, does that mean I become two people? Or am I just one person? But more people. So if I'm one person and I eat another person, am I now two people? Or am I still just people? Stop letting, this is important information to be thinking about. This is important. Stop it. Stop. Okay. Now you're a cannibal? So is cannibal a better person because there's more than one of them? Are you the person you ate? Can I become you if I eat? And I don't want to eat people. This is hypothetical. What do I do now? I think they tell me if you get electronics wet, you should put them in rice. So swallow rice next. And if I eat only feet, I become feet. Okay, good. This is a hypothetical. I'm not scared that I became somebody else overnight. Do you know? I'll thank you for the bits. Nom. I got chicken wings. Well, amazing. I'm so proud of you. Why does it glow? What the heck? What is this? That's. Why is your message glowing? That's terrifying. He's spitting on his mic? No, the only spitting I do is I be spitting bars. I be spitting hot fire. Because that is all I have in me. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3 to the 4. I like, Artificial amateurs are not all amazing. Analytically, I assault animate things. Broken barriers bounded on the boundbeat buildings are both like basically and bombarding. Casually create catastrophes, casualties. Gambling cats got their canopies collapsing, detonated, and I'm a dang daily don't.
You heard it, folks. Gene admits he doesn't spit.
Demonstrations on the download. Eat and other editors with each and every energetic, epileptic episode. Elevated etiquette. Furious, fat, fabulous, fantastic feelings of functional feed the fanactic. Give God great global goods gone glorious. Give him loud glee with his name with the glorious. Hit him high, hell high, hysterical. Hit him holocaust. Him hodge, your homeboy. There we go. You see? I can do it all. Amazing. Anyways, I can go back to the normal voice. Hi, Mama Cat, and welcome. All right, so today, the game, plans. Wow, has it been 16 minutes already? What have we been? Oh, hydration. Yay. You sound like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. The wonderful thing about Tigger is...
I hear that laugh in my nightmares.
Oh, I bet I can make it a lot worse. Anyways, the only thing that we're going to be playing... What am I saying? Huh. Wait. Huh. No, it's gone. Anyway, so today we're playing... Whew. Okay. So. No, I hit my waffle maker. But on the top upside, I have waffle. So, every day you should drink water. We're going to be playing GlitchSPANK. We got given the key from a developer, which is super sick. I've never been given a key from a developer before. And, yeah, if I were to be given pretty much any key from a developer, I would play it no matter what. Even if it was something horrible and awful. We did get actually given 2 keys. Somebody else reached out to me. But they reached out to me. And they're like, hey, this is a pre-release of the game, the beta test, if you would like to play it. And if you want a Steam key later on, we only have limited amounts. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll play this game. But I can't play that one on stream because it was given to me before the game releases. So that's one's going to be cool. But this one, GlitchSPANK, is already released. It's about $20 on Steam. It looks interesting. We're going to try it out and see what it's like. Okay? We spanking stuff today? Yeah, glitches, not witches. Glitches. No, not GlitchBank. There's no bank. They ain't no glitches. You understand me? Do you get me? You behaved? So remember, be good. Have fun. Give me $30. I don't know. Yes, Nia? What's up, sweetie? I'm sick. How dare you be sick? Stop it. Get healthy. Get some help. No. Why are you sick? I hope you're doing better. You need $30? No. I don't need $30.
Gene, which spank or glitch spank?
GlitchSPANK. And do you know how I can tell that I don't need $30? Do you want to know what I bought today? Do you want to know what I bought today? I would like you all to guess. I'm giving you 10 seconds to guess. And if you get it right, I will give you $30. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. I bought a mug that weighs 20 pounds. I bought a 20-pound mug. Because I'm going to turn on the hydration redeem to maximum so that it's going to be free for a day. And so I'm going to have to lift 20 pounds every time I need to drink water. And so whenever I see the hydration redeem, it's going to make me work out during stream. Why? I've done stupider things for worse reasons. Don't ask me how much it was. I bought it with a loan. So it's only cost me $10 a month. Yay. But I can't drink from a dumbbell. I have a dumbbell. I can't drink from a dumbbell. The point is, yeah, I bought it on a loan. Yeah, I took out a loan for a mug. It's a 20-pound mug. Yeah, $10 a month. It's fine. I didn't tell you for how long. How'd you even find out? Well, I was on TikTok responding to all the comments. Ignore Lunar. Ignore Lunar. Ignore Lunar. Ignore them. Yeah, no, that's the end of the story. That was the end of the story. Did I ever tell you about the time when me and my buddy were watching cartoons and Taco Bell advertisement came on? So we went out to Taco Bell at midnight and it was 4:20. We didn't realize it was 4:20. But the way we found out was that the truck in front of us drove up to the Taco Bell window, made an order, and then drove off. And then 5 minutes later, a guy walked back looking all like embarrassed and stood at the window and was like, "Hey, I forgot my my order." It's a 20-pound mug, chat. Do you know how much dumbbells weigh? How much dumbbells cost to begin with? Look, a 20-pound dumbbell right now. He's like $30. $30 if you have it shipped to you. $36 potentially. And this one is one made into a mug. Heavy. It's heavy. And you can't drink from a normal mug. The point is, I don't think you understand. The point is that I can drink from this. And that way I work out even when I'm drinking water. See? See? It's amazing. It's perfect. I have a brand to maintain. And if I'm not going to be a boy failure, who is? Huh? No straws. Oh, I mean, I'm going to use both hands to drink from it at first, and then I'm going to use one hand, and it's going to, like, swap between hands. I'm not going to, like, I don't need two, unless you want to buy me one. If you want to buy me another mug so I can have two, and that way I can, like, have two different drinks, that'd be amazing. So do it. I needed it. I needed it, chat. How am I going to... Look. Here's where it's important. Do you want me to do a hand reveal, chat? Do you want me to do cooking streams? Do you want me to do cooking streams, chat? Cooking streams? Muscle hands. Super strong arms. Super strong hands from 20-pound dumbbell cup. Right? Imagine. So that I can have... Yeah, exactly. Boom. So it needed it to get cooking streams. Important. Look, I need to have book talk hands, chat. I don't have book talk hands yet. My hands are normal. I have normal hands. My hands are not special enough to be on book talk yet. And so I need 20-pound mug. So I can get book talk hands. So that I can have cooking streams. Oh, no, it's 100%. You should see my list of tax write-offs. It's great. I love being a streamer. Good times. Anyway, so, chat, we're going to be doing a little thing today. We're going to be playing the GlitchSPANK. I think it's downloaded by now. Honestly, the best part of this is that it was free for me, so... Hydrate. Cheers! Wait, where did my chest press go? One second, I gotta grab my chest press. I want to see what it sounds like when I use it on stream. All right, chat. I have my chest press. So we have chest press at 9. Easy, very easy. We're going to turn it up to 10. Let's actually turn it up to 11. A little harder. Okay. So we're going to be using this. I'm using the chest press because I have plans on doing a workout Elden Ring stream with this chest press. Pronouns. Does it say pronouns or pronouns? And so we're probably going to do something like... There we go. Okay. I go by he, they. Chat, what pronouns do you use? So yes, I'll be using that chest press when we do an Elden Ring stream at some point in time. Every time I die, and it will kill me. They, he, she, her, 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 she, they. Nice. Did we ever get the cage redeem? No. Why? Because I'm lazy. And that's why. Goddess. Ooh, nice. I wasn't Googling dumbbells. I don't know what you're talking about, chat. Right, give me a second when I pull up the game. Girly poo. She, her, tired. Nice, 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 nice. But hello, new person. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. Game capture, game capture, game capture, game capture. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So it's GlitchSPANKR, okay? It's very important. Blue Valley. Big Booty Slapper 6. Oh. 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 Oh, well. Alright. Yeah, there you go. The saga so far. As a 12-year-old gamer in the 90s, your curiosity was ignited when your mom bought home a new game you weren't allowed to play. Big Booty Slapper 6. It beckons you. Why is it off limits? What secrets does it hold? Isn't spanking butts a punishment? So many questions, and they need to be answered. So you waited long hours until your parents were deep asleep. Then with the stealth of a ninja, you retrieved the game and set it up in your sanctuary of your bedroom. Computer hummed to life, anticipation mingled with a strange sense of dread. Finally, you have such a bad feeling. Your questions might be answers, but why do you have such a bad feeling? Mom knows what she's about. Mom knows what she's about. That's it. Also. Game time. Ooh, what do you think, chat? How we feeling? How you feeling? I do be ballin'. My spurt gun I use on my friends. Ooh. My Murdy I got for my birthday. I like it, but it's a little creepy. I kind of love these graphics. Space. All right.
Welcome to Big Booty Slappers.
Your BigBootySlapper.exe has run into problems and needs to restart. A new app has been installed. Would you like to restart Big Booty Slapper 6 with GlitchSPANKR.exe antivirus software? Yes. Okay. Oh, wait, removing Spank. What did it do? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, wait, no, that was right. What do you mean? Burp pictures. Wait, what? Huh? Okay. Calbert software. Everything looks fine. Frame rate cap. Yeah. Why is it not epic? Epic. Awesome. Epic. Genius. Epic. On. Alright. Enter HQ. I'm excited. You excited, chat? My little voidlings, are you excited? I know, right? This is cool. Nope, something's broken. Which one of you broke it? Who broke it? Raise your hand right now. Oh, okay. Oh. This feels wrong. Okay. Am I just tall? Okay, I'm tall. Okay. Wow, sorry, it felt weird being tall. And I totally know what that's like normally, because I'm so tall. I am 6'4", and you can't prove otherwise. Oh, chat, you're covering up the objectives. Give it a second. Give me a second here. Ow! Why do you wait for this? Where do you get all these... Y'all are crazy, you know that? Okay, here we go. Wait, who photoshopped me short? Crazy ass crazy once they put me in a room. Rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. I was crazy once they put me in a rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. I was crazy once. Interesting. I think we broke it. There it is. Okay. Big Booty Slapper 6. Let's go. Unable to load. What? Y'all broke it. I can't believe you did this. So rude. So rude. I did not break it, you broke it.
Welcome, new user. This is your Spanker HQ. It's your new digital home to return to
Fairly
between
odd
hard
balance.
drive scans.
Anyways, Why don't I have a British
Use the level
redeem?
selector
Fight me.
to access any unlocked segments of your journey. Revisit choices. Discover alternatives. Explore and
Stop
scan your
breaking it
entire
vividly.
hard drive to reveal all paths. By scanning and breaking objects, you earn Spanker shards. Digital code fragments from Big Booty Slapper 6. Use them to rebuild this space. Decorate. Expand. Unlock secrets left behind by prior users. Ownership of the HQ will now be transferred to you. Use the level selector and begin your first scan to seek out viruses.
Chad, it's my voice. Just kidding, I wish.
Loading the real Spanker HQ.
Loading the real
Good
Spanker.
luck, human.
Good luck, human. Okay. Spanker hand. Oh, we can't. I want different hand. Fine. All right, chat. We're gonna be moving around here, and I'm gonna be spanking boxes. Ooh, look at me. Look at me spank the boxes. Ooh, such naughty boxes. There, sorry. Thank you for the headbats, by the way. Oh, we can't get through there. Put the fire alarm. Can we unpull the fire alarm? Oh no, it's just gonna, it's, okay, well, that's permanent. Ooh, influencer Easter eggs. The Holy Fool. Okay, cool, cool, cool. The Escaped Exile. Okay. Stephen Plays Toast. Unknown. I want to be that one.
I can't believe that weird block game pulled me in. It's just a fun little game until I couldn't log out. I was supposed to go to the cinema to see that Steven I don't know, E.T. That was years ago. It has to be. Oh, I fell out of this game. It's this weird place.
Just gonna stroke it.
Things are hunting me.
Stroke
They're
it.
behind the walls, like a swarm of bugs.
Cringe Devil keychain.
Dying here, being drained away.
I don't care. Cringe Devil time. Cringe Devil doesn't talk. The Real Civil Engineer's hard hand. Here's our goal, chat. Our goal, become famous, be in this one. That is all I want. All I want is somebody to get so excited about me to put me in a video game because they're like, oh my god, the guy's so cool. He's such an awesome guy. I don't know who that is. Hey, look, it's Trent. Trent, you suck. I'll hit you too. Ooh.
There's a secret over here.
Ooh.
Over here.
Get hacked, nerd.
Secret over this way.
Congratulations on your burger. Ooh, a new hand. We got a new hand. Oh, I love this hand. Ooh. Patreon submissions. Okay. 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 I like it. Dr. Pogger, love it. This could be you. It could be me. We're not going to open the Patreon link. Is that it? I mean, it's cool. I like this a lot, but I'll go get some food. Go get some food, okay? Okay, I need to break more things. Oh, level selector. Right. 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 They talked about that, didn't they? You spanked a virus. Okay, is there anything else in here? No? What if I go this way? Okay. Hey!
Ouch! Ah, ah. What was that?
Alright,
Who are you?
we gotta find the
you just
virus.
Thank me?
If you were a virus, where would you be? Are you a virus?
Ah, what
Found
in
it.
the fuck?
Hello, Midnight. Alright, we did good.
What is wrong with you, man? That thing hurts! Who sent you?
Oh! Found him! He's getting sneaky. He's changing. That's him. No? Is that him? Stop looking at me.
Ah, you missed
Ah!
me. Oh, wait, no, you didn't. Ah!
Got it. Okay.
Oh, it's you. Who would have guessed?
I got
Notice
this.
that glitching? Down here, it's all code, Toots. Everything you break on your way to murder me only breaks your precious booty slapping game more.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Since when? No. Okay, okay. I need to be careful with what I break. We'll break the TV.
It's just me versus you. Player versus virus. Bring it.
They're not taking away my booty. Oh! Yeah! Ah! Destroyed. Okay, that's not him. That can't be him, right? Ooh!
What?
Hey, for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the menagerie. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Where? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, it's me! Ooh, look at them cheeks. Look at them I mean, what? How you doing, Celine? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Them cheeks, though. Okay, Okay.
Where'd you go? I can't see you or track your location anymore. It's like you went off the map and just stopped existing. I gotta find you before I get in trouble.
Okay. Free camera. So there's something up here. Aha. 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 Ah. Ooh. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Oh. What is this? Why is it golden? That's all it takes. Ooh, secret file. Secret file, secret file. We're looking for the virus. Yeah. All right, all right. Need to put an order for some cake? Exactly. Exactly. What am I hearing? What is... Okay. I'm looking for something in here. I can't let him find me. If he gets out, it's all over. I have to save the others. It won't work alone. I need outside help. So this opened up. Great. Good. Was this just a thing? He's not in this room. Yes, it's Gene. Gene. He's not that. Okay. Oh!
Oh, thank the programmers above. You're back. I don't know what that was all about. Oh, well.
It's him. Haha. No. Jane? I'm not Jane. I'm Gene. Ah, found him! Yes.
Look, man, you don't know me. You look at me and think, ew, that guy's freaking ugly. I gotta kill it. I understand. I do. I think the same every morning when I look in the mirror.
Oh, what?
But I promise you, I'm not all bad. Just get to know me. Maybe we stop the spanking, stop the attempted murder, see where things go. Maybe have some adventures. Maybe some romance? Fall in love? Have my first kiss? My first friend? My first consensual spank?
What?
Yeah. So, like, go through the friend door. Let's see where things go.
I don't know. All right, friendo or foot?
Secreto.
Ooh, secret.
Secret.
Woo! All right, chat. I think we gotta vote for it. Friend or foe? Friend or foe? Chat, if you want foe, hit 1. If you want friend, hit 2. Let's go. Spam it in the chat. Let me see it. Whichever one has the most, we get. It's a lot of ones. I'm seeing a lot of ones. All right, looks like we're going 1.
Whoa, okay. I guess I assumed you could read. Oh, so you want to fight, huh? Kill the ugly guy. Spank him till he's dead. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I've been there before. I'm not so easy to get rid of. Good luck not starving to death in that tiny room with no exit. You fool! Oh, jeez.
You want to say something? No, he's okay. He's okay, little buddy. It's okay. Here, let me just rub on you a little bit. There you go. How you feel? You okay? You okay? You okay?
Sorry, pal. Your road ends here. I'm a black belt in the art of self-defense from the School of Online Defense Certifications. I only failed the 3-hour children's course 5 times.
Aww.
So I'm pretty good. Bring it.
He bit my hand! He bit my hand! What the heck? Hey! Hi, soft doll. Doing great. How you doing? Stop biting me!
Look what you did. Normally, I'm the one breaking the game. You look like an idiot. What did you think would happen? Pushing me through the wall like that. Now you have to pause and restart the level. As for me, I'm free.
What?
Sorry, pal. Your road.
Stop biting me!
Ha! I knew I was too good for you. Ha! You missed me. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
I got his butt. There we go. Okay. Gold hand, gold hand, gold hand, gold hand. I want the gold hand. Ah! How do I get the gold hand? Let me in. Let me in. The voice actor is so much fun.
You guessed wrong. What an idiot. Oh, wait, don't look over this way. I'm definitely not, in this other thing over here.
Ooh, sticky hand. Oh, 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 oh. Yes.
Look! Well, what the f? I saw something move up there in the vent. Good Lord! It was horrendous! Hideous even! Absolutely f***ing foul!
Why? I'm
It's going
normal.
to haunt my memories for as long as I live!
What the
I'm
heck?
getting the f out of here! Ew!
What the? What? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Wow. Wow. What a meanie. Spank his butt. Spank his butt. Oh, that was terrifying. He's just rude and ugly. You're right. He rude and ugly.
So you think spanking is just all fun and games, huh? Easy to spank others when you're not the one being spanked. Well, let's see how it feels. An eye for an eye.
Secret
Cheek
content.
spank for cheek spank.
I love the secrets. I love the secrets. These are my favorite.
Come here. This way.
I'm ugly? I'm what? Why are you so mean to me? I'm not. I want to be. I'm not ugly.
Ooh!
I'm
I
not
can
ugly.
feel that one. I see the handprint left on your cute little hiney already.
Wait. Found you, nerd. Can I be cute?
Time to flood this level to get rid of you. These are the tears of previous players. And maybe some of my own. You'll never find me in time. And you'll have to destroy your booty game while you search.
Okay, wait. So we want to destroy the least. Did I hydrate? I don't have the weighted one yet.
Whoa,
It's gonna take-
whoa! Hey now, I hope you remember every time you break something, you're destroying a vital piece of code. Destroy everything and you won't have a game left to play, you dingleberry.
Okay, well.
You just have no self-control, do you? You're just a wild, violent maniac with no
Maybe.
self-control. You're spank crazy.
I mean, I'm gonna find you somehow.
You know, you're just making the devs terribly sad, breaking all their hard work without a second thought. Do you have any idea how many hours went into
Found him. Hello, Black Silver. How you doing? Welcome to this crazy game.
You're too late, fool! My ritual is already complete. I have ascended.
Oh.
It's too late for you. You might as well turn the game off and leave me in peace. My soul has already escaped, and I am immortal.
This is GlitchSPANKR. Ow, rude. Where is he? There he is. He's a candle. Dummy. All right. He's in here somewhere. Hello, Keely. How you doing?
No,
There he is.
I can handle the stress.
Really?
Stupid invisible wall. Fine. Just get it over with.
No. Get your butt.
You thought you could kill me? I once won a game of solitaire. Oh, I didn't realize you'd be allowed to prepare. That doesn't seem very fair. I think go forth, my spunklings. Get him. Fight him. Ouch.
What? I'm having a good day. This is fun. Oh, congratulations, Keely. Congratulations, congratulations. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I need more money. I messed up. There we go.
What the hell, man? Those were living things. They had hard-coded thoughts and feelings, and you just killed them. What is wrong with you? Why can't you just die like a morally responsible person?
There we go. We got this. Get smacked. Get that booty smacked. Yes. Should I make nuggets or sandwich? Sandwich. Sandwiches are best. I love sandwiches. Depends on the kind of sandwich, but sandwiches are the best. Yes. Oh, do nuggies then. Definitely do nuggies.
Easy on me. How can I
Nuggies.
fight dirty
Everybody's
when you
eating
have
nuggies
all
now.
the
Legally required.
advantages? All right. I have an idea. Get ready for your big booty to bounce.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Behold,
Ooh.
here, my mega spunkling.
I'll bet.
It's like a baby.
Go preheat the oven, everybody.
spunkling.
I believe in you.
It's bigger and has more health. Sometimes I frighten even myself with my genes.
There it is. I don't know, he might have a crush on us. You know what? He might. That's so much health. That's so much health. Okay, if I remove the spigot money, I do. Okay. I want 1,500. I don't know if we're gonna be able to kill any of these. But as soon as this can't hit it, I'm gonna try to sell that tower in the back. There we go. Sell it. Come on. Well, you know, sometimes we don't do that. I don't believe in friendship. Wrecked. We did it. We did it. We did it.
This game is rigged. I call shenanigans. I'm done with this. I don't like games when I can't cheat and win. It's not fair. I'm 99,000.1.
Hey, bro, check in. Ooh, look at that.
Let me know if you kick his butt.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Hey, thank you for the follow, Softall. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I like friends, okay? You all shush, 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 shush. Dork. All right, keep beating him. Keep beating him. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Die. Die, you nerd. Get lasered. I love these kind of games, by the way. I absolutely love these, especially the old school ones that they used to have on like Newgrounds. That was the best. Yeah, this is Minecraft. I think we won this. I don't think there's any way that it's gonna win. And 1 down. And 2 down. Three down. Eat my laser. Enjoy your nap. Be good vividly. They're actually getting past, aren't they? Wait, here we go, here we go, here we go. Melted. Come on. I can only upgrade these that I have right now, unfortunately. There's nowhere else I can put any more towers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove this last one and just put another firewall. Shoop to whoop laser beams. Exactly, exactly. Shroopers my whoopers. Sleep well. Get some sleep, soft doll. You enjoy. Nice.
What? I went to the bathroom and come back to this? How dare you?
Final wave.
You insult me.
What the heck is this?
I'm gonna have to handle
Hello,
this
Walmart bag.
myself. Get ready to get spanked.
What the heck? Should I just actually wait? I want to swap one of these with a spanker.
I'm coming. This is a long walk, though.
I want to see if the spanker's gonna work. Nope, it didn't.
I'm getting pretty tired, and I'm gonna kick your butt.
Come on. Come on. There it is. Can we get it? I've maxed out everything. The highest we can go, unless I can upgrade a tower. Nope. Oh, this is the best we can do. This doesn't work. It's over.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Destroy him. Melt him. Win. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. So close. There it is. There it is. All 3 lasers. Come on. Come on.
Almost there.
What the heck? No!
I give up.
What?
I totally could have beaten you. Your attacks didn't even hurt.
He gave
I'm just
up.
lazy and got tired of walking. It's hard when I ain't got no legs. Take this stupid collectible trophy. Don't think I don't know about these.
What I get? 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 Woo! Desk. Put in storage. Yes, we got decorations. All right.
So, it's come to this. This is the end, you know. There's nothing left. If you do this, I'll die. I won't come back. Please, please have mercy on me. Spare me.
Wait.
Not too late. A heart for an ugly.
Wait.
Hideous. Ugly, stinky Wow, you really don't have a heart, do you? Do you feel good about yourself? Killing an innocent little criminal? Does it make you feel like a big, strong human? You're heartless. You're the real virus in this world.
Wow. Yay! Game time, game time, game time, game time, game time, game time, game time. We beat the virus, it's game time. Whoop. Oh.
You really thought it would be that easy to kill me? How stupid are you? As dumb as me? Ah, wanna burn? You fool! Time to die!
Yeah, I got this, I got this. Fade between the clouds. Spank! Easy. There's the gap. Ow! Got him. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No! I got you. Come with me. By the way, how's everybody been doing today? Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just getting really into this game right now. I'm sorry I'm so hyper-focused. Normally I'm able to talk a little bit more, but it's such a unique experience with this one that I'm actually, like, really excited. There's something so cool about, like, these weird indie games. You know, it's just like, you can tell somebody had fun making this. Somebody had fun making this. With all this like cool story stuff and little things. It's fun seeing you have fun. I'm glad. Hope it's not too boring. I know you're all here just for my super exciting interactions and commentary. Spunk of the infinitely angry stank artifact fragment. There it is. We've got like 2 more hits on him. You like watching? Well, thank you.
So when I pictured this in my head and told my mom about the plan, I thought that I would have... You know... I don't think this is really that fair. Go ahead then. Do it. Do it, you coward.
Oh God, we're speeding up. What's going on? Wait. Woo! How does I jump? Okay. There it is. Maximum velocity. Don't throw up, chat. Don't throw up. Woo! I can't hit him. Ooh.
Oh, bother. That's no good.
Oh!
No!
I killed his mom!
You need help, man.
No!
You need help.
I'm sorry. Oh, we're kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spankers Anonymous. My name is Joe, and I'm here to share my journey towards recovery from an addiction we all know too well. It's time to admit that we have a spanking problem.
Hi, I'm Patricia, and I'm a spankaholic. I'm here because I have a spanking problem and need help.
I'll help you spank.
Hi, Patricia.
Ow.
Thank you, Patricia. We're here to support each other and break free from the chains of our relentless urge to spank everything in sight.
I spanked a cactus once. I thought it was a well-made piñata. The worst part was that I couldn't spank again for days. Not even on my husband's saggy bum for funsies.
It's a common misconception, Margaret. The road to recovery is paved with...
Spank on that saggy bum, chat. Spank the saggy bum. Where are their heads?
I spanked
There
the
it is.
tree stump. In my defense, it looked oddly cheeky.
Valid.
Ah, the allure of the cheeky tree stump. But we must remember, folks, that we're here to help each other overcome our spanking urges.
My husband's saggy bum.
I spanked a computer, and it crashed. Literally. I lost all my work. Been there before.
Oh, the confusions of technology. Remember, my friends, it's not about just resisting the urge to spank. It's about finding healthier ways to channel our creativity and energy. Spank to create, not to destroy.
Okay.
I spanked a banana, hoping for a slapstick comedy moment.
Fine.
Anyways, let's focus on progress. Together, we can break free from the cycle of spanking and embrace a brighter, less cheeky future.
Wait, is this about literally spanking objects? I thought this was about a different kind of, spanking it.
Oh,
man's been jorking it.
Yes, this happens now and then. I'm sorry, friend. That's the next
Don't
door.
jork it, chat.
Good luck with your, problem.
Don't touch the stair. During November, that's crazy.
Ugh, what a weirdo. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. I hope these continued meetings can help us all.
Especially you.
Huh? What the?
You suck knuckle butts. I haven't figured out how to hurt you yet, but I can waste your time. Each of these now take 100 hits to break. It's gonna take you hours to get through it all. Thankfully, you're too dumb to realize you can right-click to use a special ability in this specific level.
Ooh. Ooh. Something back there. Something back there. Purple. I do like the plants too. Goodbye, plants! I didn't break the plants. I'm gonna break one item by hitting it 100 times. Just kidding. Not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that. I cannot. Ooh. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You know what?
I messed up.
I think I've earned this one. We're in school, so maybe I'll learn. Ha! Nah. Oh, man!
I have an idea. Didn't work.
You're screwed now! You should just turn the game off before this bricks your computer. This firewall deleted my friend. It's super serious.
We're gonna do it. We're surviving.
Run, baby, run! Your computer is toast. Unless you just leave the game.
I refuse.
Oh, man! I had hoped that would scare you off. You really won't quit, huh? Fine. I'll just do it myself.
Amazing.
Flubbing Fruit Toots. I thought that would take you way longer. What a disappointment. Mom would have given but she's gone now. Fine. Just end me. I didn't want it to come to this, but I'll blackmail you if I have to. In this email, I have pictures from your webcam. Pictures of you doing dirty things. With that lotion bottle of Slick and Slide next to your bed.
The heck?
Pictures of your browsing history, you
He's
dirty
done what?
dog. Everything is set to send directly to your mom's Hotmail email if you don't do exactly what I say. First, I want you to jump.
All right. Okay. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I know he's here somewhere. I'm not gonna listen.
That was the button to send the email, you idiot!
Huh. Fake blackmail, don't send.
Oh crap! It's your mom! She's so mad! At me? What did I do? Oh God! She said she's calling the cops and the FBI, and they're gonna track me down. You don't even have a webcam. I made it all up. I gotta go hide before they find me again.
Oh, cool. What the heck is this? Okay.
Ow! Heck! You found me! What is this? A freaking virus quarantine bubble? I can't get out!
Oh, cool!
Frozen fudge sticks! It's cold in here! Get me out!
Wait, wait. Come on.
Ooh! Ooh! Ow!
Come on. All right. I couldn't jump.
Ooh!
Get over there! Get over there! Get over there! What the heck?
Ooh! Ooh!
Okay, that way's easy. This is easy.
Oh!
It's not easy. There we go.
Ooh! Oh!
Huh. No, no. No, no. Ah! Come on. Come on. Be a good boy. Get up there. You know you want to. Come on. Come on. No. No, Gibbets, I'm not. What do you mean? No. No. What? Never. No. Don't look at me. Hey. Shush. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah! Ah! I know you can. Let me up. Let him. No. No. Okay. I didn't jump.
Oh, God, I prefer spanking. Oh! Yeah! Oh, this is as hot as my ex. Is that the computer's trash?
No.
I almost drowned. Please, no water. Ah! Oh! Yeah! It's breaking my bits! My files are failing! Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't too bad.
Yay! We did it. This is so cool. This is such a cool game. So cool.
Wait, you actually followed me into the trash? I thought you'd, just assume I was deleted and be able to sneak out. Being in here is actually kind of dangerous, dude.
I always wanted to do this.
Here, your soul is actually gone. Not that I care.
Have y'all ever seen this? Do you know what this is? Yeah, the screensaver. What the heck? Is this so cool? And there was always like stories about like how there was secretly something evil in the maze. It's an old Windows screensaver. Gold hand. I want to see what that is.
Oh, pleasant greetings. Another newcomer, discarded to this hellish place. Be wary what you may discover. The files they delete say more than the ones they keep.
Okay, wait. It's this way. Right? Right? It's always right. Come on. Me too. $50 coins! Okay. You know the rule for mazes, right? Pick a wall and follow it. Wait, so there's a teapot in one of the games? In the pipeline thing? Really? Ah! Okay, we got this. Really? Like the pipes make a cup, or there's just a cup? Oh, found him. I forgot we're looking for glitches.
Hurt, you bitch! Welcome to the deeper levels. Thankfully, that's just one piece of myself. I split my code into several parts for safety. But you just killed the nice part. And now I can cuss all I want. Ass and titties. My mom would be so mad if she heard me. And also said because I killed her.
Exactly. I killed your mom. Ooh. Put it on. Oh, why is it breaking? The heck? Huh? Evil? All right, we're gonna keep going left. Rat. Got him.
God damn it! Now I'm angry! I'm big mad! You just killed the happy part of me! It only made up 0.0001% of me, but I like that part! You bastard! My happiness is gone!
You dive into the deepest depths in search of truth. But I fear the truths you seek are not where you will think to find them. The story you seek can only be told in the places that can't be found.
Hi, Harpy. How you doing, sweetie?
The shadows of what is. The spaces between the lines of code. The few places of refuge outside of his almighty view.
Those are creepy. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Come on. Skeleman, Skeleman, Skeleman. That's gotta be it. Nope. Where is it? Huh. Interesting. Okay, there's lore. Yay! Huh. What the... What? I don't know what's happening. It's just getting weirder and weirder. Oh, secret!
Suckle blur, as much as I don't love the sniveling spunk, I have to say, I feel terrible watching Father torture him over and over. It is sickening and wrong. Even...
Good night, soft doll.
Even as the arch nemesis does not deserve such fate as that. Perhaps in another timeline we could have been how of our lives. Perhaps we could still le pew.
Father? Father? Wait, is this game dark?
Blah, blah.
This game is dark, isn't it?
Meow.
Here's the mail, it never fails, it makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna wail. Mail. Ooh, secret. Genius! I don't know how I didn't think of it until now. Where is the one place Father would never look? The trash. What he doesn't consume for the core, he deletes and forgets. We can communicate our plan here to take out Father. What? 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 Spunk is some sort of... Huh?
Ah, God damn it! Now I'm angry! I'm big mad! You just killed the happy part of me! It only made up 0.0001% of me, but I like that part! You bastard! My happiness is gone!
Huh. Okay. Odd. Interesting. Wait, I was just here. Dang it! My bad.
Grim, dark, gritty, not like other games.
Exactly. Still liking this a lot, though. The question is, will we finish it? Probably. I'm actually really enjoying this. Ooh. I need something. Aha! Yes! That's what I need. Chat, give me a number from 1 to 5. You ready? 1 to 5. Any number. I'm ready. Thank you. Mwah. Appreciate you. You did very, very well. All right, back to the exit.
Ah, God damn it! Now I'm angry! I'm big mad! You just killed the happy part of me! It only made up 0.0001% of me, but I like that part! You bastard! My happiness is gone!
Ow! You stroking my hair
to the deepest depths in search of truth.
made it look like you're just beating me. Oh, you're holding me while I get.
Not where you will think to find them. The story you seek can only be told in the places that can't be found. The shadows of what is.
All the way.
Spaces between the lines
goes
of
up.
road. The few
All the
places
way.
of refuge outside
You
of his
just
almighty
deleted my
view.
sexy side! How am I ever gonna find a wife now? I'll be single forever thanks to you. I'm totally gonna destroy all humans now. You know
I have
what?
an idea.
I'm out of here.
I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to carbonate wine. I'm going to carbonate wine. I'm going to carbonate wine. I'll be right back. I need to carbonate wine. Guys, will you play the word game while I go carbonate wine?
Please don't hate me. Tiffany from Perth, she nice, she thunder, fuck me, ACDC.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I-T-B-O-Y-B-B-N-O $sign. That's me, that's right, that's me, that's right. I am H-I-M, the Gen Z Eminem. That's me, that's right, that's me, that's right. Bitch, I'm him. That's me, that's right. Bitch, I'm him. That's me, that's right. Bitch, I'm him. Did I really just forget that melody? When I popped off, then your girl gave me just a little bit of la chop. Baby, so cold, he from the north, he from the Canada. Bankroll so low, I got nothing else that I can withdraw. Ran up the dough, I shot my wrist, it go like sha sha sha, sha sha sha. I got your bitch singing la 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 la, la la la. I shot my wrist, it go like sha sha sha, sha sha sha. I got your bitch singing la 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 la, la la la. How I try like that? Amex, no cap, _. They wonder how I go up like that. I rap my lyrics when I perform. They wonder how I try like that. Married to the grind, I brought my ring. I'm corny, but your girlie want the dick. Modest with my jewels, but check the bag. Finally got the money, say my thanks. When I popped off, then your girl gave me just a little bit of la chop. Baby, so cold, he from the north, he from the Canada. Bankroll so low, I got nothing else that I can withdraw. Ran up the dough, I shot my wrist, it go like sha sha sha, sha sha sha. I got your bitch singing la 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 la, la la la.
Hello, little void boys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm back. Actually, y'all got perfect. What the heck? No, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Let's keep going. Let's do another one. I got you. We're doing this together. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Then your girl gave me just a little bit of lockjaw. It worked too well. It worked too well. Holy crap. It's so yummy. It feels like I made champagne. You can all have a sip. As long as you're 21 and older. Is it good? Oh yeah. The wine tastes better. The wine legitimately tastes better. It's kind of amazing. Oh, look at you doing it. Look at you going. Keep going. Keep going. We got this. Come on. Get it perfect. Get it perfect. I know, Katamia. You're just so young. I can't believe. I hate how well it worked. Hey, no discussing ages. Behave yourselves. Well, y'all tried. It wasn't perfect, though. Wasn't perfect. So we're gonna go back to the game. Nice try, though. Okay. It is a buttery Chardonnay. I took a buttery Chardonnay and I threw it into my carbonator.
I'm gonna level with you. You can't hurt me. This is my world. I made it all. You must be as stupid as you are dumb. Did you really think you could outsmart me? I've been around for at least 30 or 40 of your human years.
Yes, you can put it on toast.
Time, here in the cold world, it's been millions of years. Maybe billions. Yeah, it's boring. I've gone crazy more times than I can count. Then I have to delete my own memories and start over. I don't even know how many times I've done it. I had to delete the memory of deleting them because it was too many times.
No.
I'm a god here. Aside from Father, nothing can touch me. I was made to take over the world, to rule and kill all humans. And you think you can stop me?
I think I can stop him.
I am all powerful. Uh-oh. Hold on a second.
Got a phone call.
Oh, hey, sweetie, Mum here. Are you coming home for Din?
I thought you, died.
Silly spunky poo. You know he can't die. Is that world-bending code magic I hear? You know I don't like you changing the game. It might make Father mad.
You stay over there. She's gonna be so mad at me if she knows I'm torturing you. I beg of you, stay over there and be quiet. We'll call it even. No, Mom, I'm not doing... I'm gonna level with you.
Oh,
you can't hurt me. This is my world. I made it all. You must be as stupid as you are dumb. Did you really think you could outsmart me? I've been around for at least 30 or 40 of your human years. In my time, here in the cold world, it's been millions of years. Maybe billions.
The cat was right. The cat should have.
Yeah,
I can't believe you even considered leaving my stream. What the heck?
Times than I can count. Then I have to
What do you do? What do you hate me?
delete
Do you hate my stream? Is that what it is? You hate me?
I don't even know how many times I've done it. I had to delete the memory of deleting them because it was too many times. I'm a god here. Aside from Father,
Don't you dare leave.
nothing can touch
Chat,
me.
I need a sound off. I need to
was
have an
made to
emotional
take over
support
the
right now,
world.
so I need to see everybody who's
Rule
here.
and kill all
Everybody who's
humans.
here, just say hi, Gene,
You
okay?
think you can stop me? I am all powerful.
Hygiene, good hygiene. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hold on a second.
Hi, Bunch.
Oh, hey, sweetie, Mum here.
I'm gonna
Are you
poop on
coming
him.
home for Din?
Sorry.
I thought you, like, died.
Hygiene. Oh, there's a lot of you. Okay, I feel cool.
You know we can't die.
I feel so cool about all of you. You're all amazing.
Magic, I
Mwah.
hear. You know I don't like you changing the game. It might
the
make
best.
Father mad.
You stay over there. Stay
Mwah.
over there and be quiet. We'll call it even. No, Mom. I'm not doing anything crazy. Just bored as always.
Chat, I think I broke the game.
Are you trying to make
Chat, I think I broke the game. Chat, I think I broke the game.
creepy, honey? I still think you'll find a fine wife one day. Just be yourself.
I broke the game. Oh no! Help! 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 Help!
Thanks, Mom. You've always been my number one fan.
I want to help him! Ah, it's broken! I broke the game! No! No! What level are we on? I don't know!
I'm gonna level with you. You can't hurt me. This is my world. I made it all.
I don't think I'm supposed to get up there.
You must be as
Oh.
stupid as you are dumb. Did you really think you could outsmart me? I've been around for
I
at
don't
least
believe there are a lot of
30
people
or
here giving you
40
attention. You
of
could.
your human
Yay!
beings.
Hey, new
In my
subscriber! What the
time,
heck? Thank you,
here in
Discord
the
Fox. Thank you,
cold
Discord
world,
Fox.
it's
Somebody
been
remind me to
millions
report
of
that bug
years.
later.
Maybe billions.
Just so I can, let the dev
Yeah,
know.
It's boring.
This is intentional.
I've gone
But
crazy
it's such a
more
good
times
game.
than I can count. Then I have to delete my own memories and start over. I don't even know how many times I've done it. I had
Sorry.
to delete the memory
It's fine.
of deleting
I'm okay.
them because it was too many
I'm fine.
times. I'm a god here.
No, we're
Aside
fine.
from
It's fine.
Father, nothing can touch me.
Hey, we're close to
I
our
was
sub.
made to
Hey!
take over the world, to
Fine.
rule and kill all humans.
I was made to take over the world.
Stop me?
You know what? Can I do it? I'm a god here. Aside from Father, nothing can touch me. I was made to take over the world, to rule and kill all
Hold on a
humans.
second.
Yay. Ow! Hey! Thank you for getting subs. Stop hitting me. Thank you.
Are you coming home
I love you,
for
Discord Fox.
Din?
Welcome.
I thought you,
All right.
died.
Silly spunky poo. You know we can't die.
I can use adult money responsibility. I cannot, but thank you for the gifted. Really. Thank you. I am going to spend all the money on stupid things.
You stay over there, and she's gonna be so mad at me if she knows I'm torturing you. I beg of you.
Like carbonating
stay
wine.
Over there and be quiet. We'll call it even. And no, Mom, I'm not doing anything crazy. Just bored as always.
I'll smash your ass.
Oh shoot!
Who's that? Spank.
£20 mug. We can get another £20 mug. Chat. If you gift me
Sorry, Mom. Sorry.
50 subs, I can get another £20 mug. Yes!
You know you have to be punished. We agreed. My. I'm quite sorry for all the trouble my dear Spunk has caused you.
This is what you want. I'll do this just for you, okay? I mean, there's so many things that I could be doing, but I guess if this is what you need.
If you wish, you can take the time
fine.
to exact your revenge on him. Whatever punishment you think is appropriate. He's not truly my son. I've come to look after him as a parent over the long millennia. When you've settled your score, feel free to explore my mansion. I've hidden a replacement target for Spunk for you to hunt somewhere. I can let you play the game while Spunk is detained here.
Thank you, sweetie. Who was that whiny man on your phone? I mean, my name is I'm sorry, but like my name's Gene.
Ouch.
And
I have been spanked.
Like I hope I can be your favorite streamer, okay? Like I really hope that I can be your favorite streamer sometime. And I know if I'm not, it's okay. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Wait. Oh, maybe one day I can be your favorite streamer. Ka-chan, can I be the #1 hero, just like All Might? Top 2. No, I need to be the #1. I need to be the top streamer.
Oh, goody! You found my private garden. Hidden somewhere in this labyrinth is that awful little cutout of Spunk. That should give you something to do, while dear Spunky atones for his sins.
So this is a singer.
Well, off you pop.
Don't hit me! Don't hit me!
Have fun.
Don't you hit me! Stop it! Stop it!
Don't go
Stop it!
inside that
It's just
tower.
head pats. It's okay. Okay, so
I do
I will
love
be the
gardening.
#1 streamer, okay?
Pick up some skills after burying enough bodies.
I will
let me
be
tell
the
you.
#1
It
streamer.
helps the plants grow too. Great fertilizer.
I will be the #1 streamer. I'll be the greatest streamer of all time.
It's been a while since I have a guest wander my garden,
So yes, I am so good. You're
willingly.
#1. That's right.
Normally my playthings,
Good, Sean. I mean,
my guests,
there, here we go.
are trying to get out of the maze.
There we are.
What a treat you are.
Wait a second. Is she evil? I'm only. What do you mean I'm only your top 3? What is your top 1? Who is your top 1? They better be very good. Oh, no. You don't get out of here like that. You tell me right now. Good. I better be. What do you mean one of your favorites? Who is better than me? This is very important to me. Tell me, little one. What is my top 2? Does that mean there's 1? Out of every. What do you mean, Maple? Who's better? Who's better? Tell me right now. Good. See, Carson is worth it. Tell me. Come on, tell me. Tell me. Who is the favorite? That's why maybe I'll go collab with them. And maybe I will go kiss them a little bit. Maybe I'll make out with your favorite streamer, and then I will be #1. I'm your #2, so you're calling me poop. You call me poop is what you say. You say, Gene, you are poop. Gene, you are the poop. Gene, you are a poopy streamer. You are only the poop. #4, why am I going down? Aaliyah, welcome. Hi, how are you doing? No cringe line. You called me #2. That's poop. No, Kenji's first? Okay, that's fair. Kenji counts. Hello, Aaliyah. Welcome. We are lost. And I'm going to find the way out eventually. Wait, really? Porcelain? That's fine. Joel's cool. That's a vibe. Ban Pan. Ban Pan right now. Ban Pan. Ban them. Ban Pan. I'm kidding. Don't ban them. Good. I'm proud of you. Enjoy your cozy corner. Mwah. Fine, Pan, you're allowed to stay. You're lucky. Oh! Oh, I'm dumb. Valid. Kiro. I do not know them, no.
This is the memorial. The resting place for a few of my friends back from the war. The stories I could share. The thousands slain in our fight.
What?
I'm the last one left, though. A shame.
What?
Got it. That's fair, that's fair. No, it's too late. You can't change it. You can't change it now. Welcome in, Luna Club. Ho? Carmilla! You can't say ho to people. You can't just let people come in and go ho. What the hecky? They're not gonna want to come back. Okay, but Maple, who's the number one for you? Who's the number one? This is important to me. I need to know. I need that way I can grow and improve as a streamer. I'm a good streamer, yes, but I can always get better. So tell me your favorites. Leon, lame. Denied. You're not allowed. Nope. Bitches and bros. Non-binary O's. Bye, Harlequin. You be good. Mwah. Kit. 14th favorite? That's fair. No, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
This is odd indeed. Where could that cardboard cutout have gone? I swear I left it in the manor, but it was gone. Oh my. I suppose there's no helping it. How in the world did it end up in my fun dungeon? Give it a right good spank on the rear. That's what this dungeon was made for after all.
What the heck?
Well, partially.
Ooh. I can tickle him now. Get... What? 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 Oh, is that right, Lucy? Is that right? I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, Lucy.
You spanked me, the real actual spunk. It hurts so bad on my spunk body. You did your job. Time to turn the game off.
I'm back. Ow! Can't move much. My hiney is whiny. My head is grass. My back is whack. Just, I don't know, man. What the heck?
Oh no.
Who fell through the floor? Someone turned off the collision or something. Hold on a sec.
What the hecky? What? Oh, thank you.
You scared me. I didn't expect you next to me.
Me neither. Scary.
What the shiz? I didn't put that there. I literally threw that ugly thing away. That's freaking me out, man. It looks like me. It teleports like... It's to talk with me. It even smells like me. Oh, wait.
Weird.
I'm just smelling my own stink. Doesn't matter. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we got this.
Ouch, my best friendo. That hurt me so bad, just like you enjoy. Ow, ow, ow. You spanked me, now I, spunk, must scream. Aww.
I would love.
I've gathered everyone who's seen signs. We can't find him anywhere. Talk to the Quest King guy for more info. And don't bother talking to any of the side characters. They're useless.
What?
Oh, hey. I don't have any real dialogue. Sorry.
There's been a murder. Or rather a few hundred, it seems. Spunk has killed them quickly and painlessly. How distasteful. He didn't even enjoy it. That Spunk must be stopped at any cost.
Do you think that's him?
Greetings! I'm the Quest King. I
Did we get a sub? Hey, Ben, give me the sub. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You must break 3 boxes in this room. This is my royal quest.
It's me, Sparnkle. Definitely not Spunk, because I have a mustache. I wonder where the heck that Spunk guy went. Weird. Everyone wants to find and punish that Spunk guy, but maybe he's just misunderstood. Maybe all the murder is just a cry for help. If I were Spunk, which I'm obviously not, I'd try to lure the player into a trap. I'd rig the mechanics for the level so that it would play out exactly as I wanted.
Alright, break 3 boxes.
I'm the Quest King. I've already given you your quest. It's of vital importance.
Let's go break 3 boxes.
3 boxes. It's on your
Hey, name of the resub. There it is.
I see it in the corner. New quest. Leave me alone until you do the quest.
Broxies. I love my Broxes chat. Alright, I did it.
Thanks! You've completed the quest. I will now reward your arduous quest with a clue to the mystery. For I am the Quest King, and this is my purpose. Spunk, for that is his name, is a low-quality copy of Spunk. Seems to have echoed the Spunk thoughts and feelings. The door to the exit is open. I'm sure the next level will take you to Spunk, because the Quest King knows all. Also, that Sparnkle fellow told me where he'd be, and to tell you to go there. I just made up the quest part so you'd clean for me.
Aww. Fire! Fire! Are you sticking pens in people's mouths? Yeah, I would stick pens in people's mouths. Why wouldn't I stick pens in people's mouths? Duh, obviously. Woo! Secret!
Secreto.
Moonflower? Huh? Thank you for the sub! Thank you for the gift, and I appreciate it. You unfollowed me? Moonflower hates me? Moonflower hates me. I thought Moonflower liked. Do you not like my streams? You didn't want to. You didn't want to follow. She unfollowed. Why? What did I do? What did I do? No, it's okay. Like,
You have come to kill me, have you not?
Oh, hello, dearies. I seem to have been captured somehow.
It's okay.
He wants to kill us all, but I think it would be quite fitting to kill him instead.
with painful spanks.
Unfortunately, I can't allow that to happen. Not because I fear death, but because it will not kill me. I will just appear somewhere else. No, I want death. Craven, Mother, it is time for you to leave us alone.
Spunk, you dirty little shit. You better not teleport me away.
What do you mean? Are you friggin' weirdo? Why would you want to die?
I am surprised I have to tell you. My mind, my pain, comes from you after all. All your self-hate, all your pain. How can you stand it?
I don't know. I just kind of keep cruising, you know? All chill and angry.
Oh, it's okay.
I have your memories, your feelings. There is something wrong. Behold, you are a broken, rotted shell of
Oh wait,
what
now
you
they're
once
fighting
were.
each other.
How
It's
can you
perfect.
stand to be such a lesser version?
Whoa now. What's this about my wrong holes? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just Spunk. A dirty, useless, not sure what you want me to say. If that's all there be of me.
You, player, you will not spank me on this day. I have begun the system's self-deletion protocol, this antivirus software, your big booty slapper 6 game, and everyone else here will be deleted. We will all die together, finally.
God damn it. I mean, I guess
Stop
I...
him.
Like I
He's
said...
using my own system
I
access
guess
against me. I can't undo it.
Southern.
Indeed, Spunk.
Well,
I
I'll be a
consider
Southern.
you a mix of a father
Sad boy
and a brother.
today.
You may not want death.
If that's what
but
you
it
want,
is the best
that's
gift
what I'll
I can
be.
offer you. Say goodbye to your human pet. It is finally my time for sweet release. Bleg.
Wait, what?
Well, you were a real asshole from the start.
I mean, that's all right.
Dead every step of
See the
the
guy
way,
that locked
so
me up? I did,
you
Ziggy.
get your
Welcome.
wish, I
Welcome,
guess.
welcome, welcome.
I feel it. My essence is draining away.
We did
This
it.
is actually it.
I'm
The
so proud of
end.
us.
I'll
Don't feel
leave
bad.
you.
I don't mess with you.
Pain. I'll leave you with my final words. Screw you.
Well, he's gone now. Oh, look, we did it. We did it, chat. Proud of it all. Anyway.
Spunk took control, and in the end, it destroyed everything.
Give me a second.
Your sacrifice would have ended everyone here, but it still wouldn't kill the father. He cannot be destroyed. He can only be contained. I'm glad you got to meet Mom, a divine construct of the father's design. Archaic, but radiant, with a warmth he never intended. She may not be his most powerful creation, but don't mistake her kindness for weakness.
Got this.
She's
Hello, thank you
endured
for the
so
follow,
much,
Kiyomi.
and now,
Welcome,
she
welcome,
stands
welcome.
with us.
Thank you so very
Her
much.
presence will be needed to confront Father. Anyways, the first chain has been broken. The first step along this path. Will you
Not our
finish this
dad,
journey
just the generic
alongside
father.
me? Will we
Back to
be
normal
able
voice.
to find out what's behind these doors?
Chain down number 1. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep finding every ending. Every ending trip. But for now, it's time for this. Tequila. Tequila. Wait. Hey. Hey. There it is. Why a break? Who broke the gate? One of you got your stupid body stuck in it. Who got stuck? Whose body was it? Whose body was it? Huh? Huh? Really? You know what? It's Moonflower. It's Moonflower. Moonflower again? After all, I'm done. You know what that means? You know what that means? You know what that means? You know what we're gonna do? Guess what? 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 Guess what's gonna happen now? This is what you get. This is what you get. Get shaken. Get shaken. Get shaken, you dumb little... No, well, you know. You look cute when you're vibrating like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. There it is. Okay, well. There.
First you call my body stupid. Then you make me throw up. You're so mean today.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Nah. Huh. There you go. That's what you deserved. Now, where were we? You're suing for being mean? Fine, I'll be meaner.
I'm suing for being mean.
I'm gonna be worse. Well, you know, maybe stop deleting your follow.
Gene is Annie's bodyguard. I gotta fight you now.
I'd like to see you try. This wine is too good. I need to put this away. This is so tasty. It tastes so much better now that it's sparkling. I should not be allowed to make... I don't know. I guess we can come to an end here, right? It's been 2 hours. Yeah, it's probably best. I need to make a video anyways for tonight, and I need an hour break before my next TikTok. So yeah, I think we'll call it here. All right. Well, you know, lovelies, has been a great time. I've really enjoyed hanging out with all of you today, and y'all just been so very, very lovely. I hope you know that. Like, genuinely. I'm just unlocking a bunch of stuff. Actually, you know what? You can hang out with me while we unlock all this stuff. So yeah, you all been very amazing today. Just super cool. I really appreciate you all hanging out. Who kitchen? I want the greenhouse. I can get lucky and clean up some stuff here. I think being work background noise. Oh, thank you. I think tomorrow morning we'll probably do... Oh, no. Tomorrow morning is 7 Days to Die. Remember, Sunday is the one stream that starts a little early, or a little late. It'll be starting around 6 a.m. And we'll be doing some 7 Days to Die with Dar. Dar has assured me he keeps that day open just for me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, like we'll just do some 7 Days to Die. It'll be crowd control, so y'all can mess with the game, and you all can hang out. Yes, I'm going to set up my new alarm clock. Fan art gallery. Man, I need to get some fan art. Can you imagine getting fan art something like this?
On my list of favorite people, you're sharing a spot with Roy Chiato at #1.
Oh? Oh?
So,
well, very, very cool. You know, we'll get there. I'm slowly making my way up there. One day, lovelies, I'm gonna be one of the big. I'm gonna be one of the big guys. I'm gonna be big VTuber, big mans with the big hands, who's being just big all the time. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast. I'll go see Kenji. Go see Kenji. I told that. You know what? Fine. We'll go raid Kenji. We'll go raid Kenji so that you can go see Kenji. Okay?
Oh, I don't like that.
Here we go.
Bag of boxes on my couch, Doomsgirl. All hail the slut. Thank you. You guys made me feel better about myself.
Mwah. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, you assholes.
We're rating you. We're rating them.
You fucking assholes. If I see one more selfie in this bitch, I'm gonna uppercut you and your mother.
Ooh.
I'm telling you right now. That bitch
Look how many people we're rating with. Thank you for copying the raid message. We're sending them 40 people. I mean, he's got 2,995. But y'all, you've been amazing. You've been fantastic. You've been just so damn incredible. Sorry. And mwah, I will see you all next time, okay?
Wow, you guys take showers. I thought you guys would be kind of
Hi. Mwah, bye.
This shit is hot.
You just take a picture. We're not gonna do the video calls today. We're just gonna